Welcome, college baseball fans. I'm joined by one of the most underrated players in the ACC. He's a walk machine, Luke Cantwell. Luke, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, Monty. I appreciate you having me today, man.
Yeah, we're here to talk about Grittsburgh, Pitt baseball, one of my favorite programs. Um, First, though, let's talk a little bit about your summer. You got to play for, I believe it was Chatham, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was covering all the ACC guys, so I'm trying to make sure I keep track of which teams you guys played for. But you got to play for the Chatham A's, and I'm curious what that opportunity was like. That was your first stint in the Cape, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was unbelievable. It was truly a dream come true. Chatham, the Cape itself, it's a once in a lifetime experience, man. I cherished every second of it. There was relationships, there was atmospheres you never seen. It was just truly a blessing to be a part of Chatham and be a part of the Cape Cod League. And it's real up there. It's every day you're seeing the best of the best. It truthfully makes you better every day showing up and being in an atmosphere with studs, being in an atmosphere with dudes that have been the best of the best probably their whole life. It's truly an honor to be a part of, and I loved every second of it, man.
Yeah, I know there's some people that this is my first year really paying attention and watching those games because the broadcast had gotten a lot better. They were able to watch them, and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that don't put much stock in summer leagues, but I remember. I think I saw a video. You hit a home run, and it was pretty emotional. Like you were really into it. Like for people who say the games don't matter, they matter.
It's that's the God's honest truth, man. My skipper, his name was Jeremy Sheets. He went by. He is a very high energy, high passionate. He loves the game of baseball, loves coaching it. He loves building an atmosphere people love to play with and play on. So the teammates I had this past summer were truly just they were brothers. It felt like we were family. You know what I mean? It felt like it was the first day of the fall in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? You're building lifelong connections. You're making brotherhoods. It's truly a great thing. And obviously, when you have a moment like that, and you get a good swing on something, and your teammates are fired up for you, it's a great moment. It's a great moment.
Oh yeah, it was really cool to watch some of the videos. The interns that go up there do a fantastic job with some of the production they do out there to get some of the entertainment value. Because I think that you also had a mic'd up segment, right?
I did.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that was really fun to see you getting around and chirping and talking and interacting with your teammates. So people, I'll try to share that on my Twitter soon so that people can I'll repost it so people can see that because that was pretty fun. But what are the vibes coming into fall practice this year?
Oh, they're awesome. I think it's a great feeling when you have a coaching staff that's completely returning. You have a lot of returning guys that were young, and then you have guys like me and Jaden Melendez to just kind of lead these cats through a tough, hardworking, but awesome and fun time fall. Truthfully, it's a time when you can get yourself better behind the scenes. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about an average every day. You don't got to worry about seeing 6,000 fans at West Virginia. You know what I mean? It's truly an awesome experience to come out here and practice every day. You get to come out and have a great time while you're getting your work in, and it's a bunch of new kids this year. I think it's about 20 new kids. So just kind of building the groundwork and setting the tone as a leader on this team and making sure that kids kind of know the happy medium between having fun and hard work. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to be a part of it every day and happy to lead this team. And we'll see how this thing rolls out.
Awesome. I mean, you mentioned some of the new guys. I think 64 Analytics had you guys with a top 20 transfer class. Has anyone stood out from that class? Yeah, I know practices haven't really gotten super. You haven't had a ton of them, but has anyone stood out yet?
I mean, truthfully, my honest answer is I think that every single kid that we've picked up this year is going to make a huge difference. Putting a single name out there, I don't think is kind of just and right at the time that we're in right now in the fall, but everyone that we've picked up thus far has been truthfully a blessing to have to the Pittsburgh Panthers baseball team. And although these kids are new, the vibe and how they carry themselves every day, it feels like they've just been a fourth-year senior like I am. You know what I mean? So obviously, even myself, I only have 1 full year here, but it feels like I've been here my whole life, you know? So, but it's great to have my teammate from Fairleigh Dickinson, Pat Gardner. He was my roommate at FDU my sophomore year as well. So picking up him was great because he's a fierce competitor, one of my best buddies. So, but no, it's from top to bottom, freshman to senior, everyone's a great dude, great competitor, and I'm really happy to lead them. So.
Yeah, you just mentioned Fairleigh Dickinson. Last year, you transferred from there, first full season at Pitt. What made you choose to go to Pitt?
The opportunity, you know. Coach Bell is one of those guys. He doesn't sugarcoat stuff. You know, he shoots you straight. He does a great job with communication. I was in the transfer portal for 1 day. I had 1 day, 1 visit, and he changed my life. He made my dreams come true, gave me the opportunity to not just come here and play, but prove that I belong at this level, prove to myself, you know, that you belong up here, and this is a route that you chose for a reason, you know. And Pittsburgh itself is kind of just like home, you know. It's very city-like a Philadelphia, like I'm home, and then it's like you go to practice, you feel like you're in the suburbs again. You know what I mean? You're comfortable. There's no crime. It's a beautiful place. You know what I mean? It's just like you're comfortable. You know, there's truthfully nothing wrong with Pittsburgh. Excuse me. But it's awesome. I truly think that the coaching staff that Mike Bell's brought in, the people externally that don't get seen behind the scenes, it's just from head to toe, it's professional. It's just excellent. Truthfully, it's a program and a university that I'm very happy to be part of. But that was kind of the so be it. 1 visit, that's all I needed to see. So I'm happy to be here.
That's great. Obviously, Pittsburgh has had some struggles over the years as a program, but over the last 4 or 5 years, they've been taking a step forward. And a big part of that is the embodiment of Grittsburgh. It's an identity. It doesn't matter that, you know, you guys may not have had the depth in the past that other ACC schools do, you know, or whether you've been picked last in the standings going into the season, you guys still make the ACC tournament. Like, you know, it's something about a no quit attitude that you guys have. How do you guys consistently, you know, show up to play and fight for that when everyone's doubting you?
Truthfully, the honest answer is, I mean, you could sit and say you're trying to prove the people that make those projections wrong. But, I mean, truthfully, it's from day one building a groundwork and the framework for a team that wants to just play for each other. You want to love each other. You want to succeed for one another. You know what I mean? So it's truly the environment that we've created as a unit, and as from Mike Bell down to the GAs he brings in to the director of player ops. You know what I mean? It's a culture that we truthfully have built every day. We show up and put a smile on somebody's face and work hard about it, you know? But I mean, we get probably the back end of every ACC baseball projections almost every year, and I love it. Truthfully, it's one of those things that you don't got to prove anybody wrong. You just got to show people why you belong. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see it this year, because I think I have a pretty good idea of where the Pitt Panthers will be put in. But I'm excited to prove to our team, prove to each other, prove to Coach Bell that he brought in the right guys this year, and we're gonna make his little stint as a head coach here even better. You know, he's doing a great job. He's an awesome human being. But I'm excited to roll in the spring and see how this thing turns out for us. I'm excited.
Yeah, don't worry. As you guys prove people wrong, I'll be there to yell it out, because I get so excited when you guys had the Las Vegas tournament last year. I was I was losing my mind with the games against Oklahoma and Cal. I think Ryan Zuckerman hit a home run against Cal, and I think I like literally yelled out loud. So
That's right. Me too, actually.
Yeah. So,
but no, it's awesome. It truly is from the young guys they brought in last year that are going to have big years for us to the junior college, to the transfer kids we got. We have a bunch of kids that are excited to work hard, excited to play, and excited to be a part of the Pittsburgh Grittsburgh culture. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a great year for us.
So you mentioned the coaching staff a little bit. I wanted to talk about Devin Mesoraco and how cool that is to have an MLB All-Star on the coaching staff and what his experience brings to the table.
Yeah, Coach D it's second to none with Coach D. He's baseball comes easy for him. You know what I mean? He's a knowledgeable. He's a realistic. He truly has the answers for everything. And whether that's mental approach, whether it's working with our catchers, or even going as far as helping our pitchers out. You know what I mean? He truly has seen so much at a high level that it's so hard to not listen to what he has to say and just be a sponge. But without Coach D, the University of Pittsburgh baseball would just be different. You know, it's he brings that professional but laid back and fun lifestyle of a coach. You know what I mean? He's young. Almost all of our coaches are young. I still say that Coach Bell's young. I keep him young. But truthfully, he is a huge part of this team. He's been a huge part of my career, and kind of just showing up every day as Coach D, not Devin Mesoraco, the ex-big leaguer. You know what I mean? So it keeps you in a very realistic perspective, and as little as stuff as we're picking up balls in the cage and he's the first one to go grab one. You know what I mean? And if you think of a stereotypical MLB guy, he'd probably be yelling at somebody to go grab it. You know what I mean? So he keeps everybody very humble, just by leading by example. You know, he's not a big talker. He just goes about his business the right way. And he shows us how a real professional baseball player should live a life, you know? So I'm blessed to have him here.
That's awesome. We shift a little bit, you know, talking about you guys are somewhat of a northern team, and that can put you guys at a little bit of a disadvantage early in the season sometimes. What are some of the difficulties with that? I mean, I don't know when your guys' first home game is, but it's typically a little bit into the season. You end up traveling a lot. Are there some difficulties there, or is it just kind of an opportunity to visit new places?
I truthfully, being a Philadelphia native, I'm very used to this rain, cold, sleet, snow. But the University of Pittsburgh has done a great job with giving us places indoors to make sure we get our work in. We have, top-notch facilities from head to toe. And then once that early of the season starts, the beginning in that February era, and when you're playing your first home game and it's freezing, dude, you know. But truly, I think it's a credit to the culture we build, and it's a credit to the coaches making us go out there and still compete. You know, when it's snowing, and we've had multiple days where we have an inter squad scheduled for a Saturday, and you wake up Saturday morning and it's snowing. But you know what? We have a phenomenal facility that you can still get your work in, and if it's one of those days where you need to get guys off the mound, we're going to do it, you know? So we're ready for those games early on. But even for last year, being able to go to Florida right away, go to Vegas, you know what I mean? They're life-changing opportunities, you know, and being able to showcase how these northern teams can compete with teams that have 75 and sunny every day is truly, it's a blessing to show those teams, show those coaches that no matter what it is, it's still baseball at the end of the day. You know, we're gonna put our pants on the same way you do. We're just kind of doing it with 40-degree weather sometimes, you know. But I wouldn't say it's a pro or a con. Truthfully, I think it does help out with creating an environment that no matter what the outside noise is, you got to get your job done. You know what I mean? You got to get in there and get your work in, and continue just to do it with a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? So truly is going to be an awesome opportunity for us to get back out there, especially in February, and just get going with it, So we're going to see what this weather's got for us this year. It was a little chilly last year, but it's going to be good. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm starting to plan my trips, and I'm trying to think about when the best time to come see you guys might be. And we had somebody visit you guys at the end of March for the UVA series, and it was still freezing. So it might sound like April might be a better bet.
I was gonna say sometimes even in May it gets cold for us, so
Yeah.
I'd say bring a jacket. You're gonna be all
right. So speaking of travel, Stanford and Cal have joined the ACC. We don't necessarily know schedules yet, but there's a possibility Pitt's going out to Stanford and Cal. Is that an exciting kind of thing? I know the travel might not always be ideal, but it must be pretty cool to possibly get the opportunity to go out to California.
Yeah, it's truly. I mean, no matter who we play, where it's at geographically, I think that those are awesome opportunities to go just see life. You know what I mean? See different parts of the world. See how the ball flies in different areas. But no, having Cal, having Stanford to the ACC, they're two phenomenal programs. They're going to keep the teams that have been in the ACC, keep them accountable and let them know that these teams are coming for somebody's spot in the playoffs, coming to take an ACC tournament. It's going to be great to have those two teams in there and having the opportunity to go fly out to Cali, go to Stanford. It's going to be a great opportunity. So we're excited to see how those teams play. We've played, I believe, almost everyone besides maybe a select few in the ACC. So being able to see how they combat with us and combat at this level is going to be exciting. So I'm really I'm pumped up for it.
Yeah, I'm excited just to be able to watch them without them being behind the Pac-12 network paywall. So,
right.
It's funny because I was talking to somebody I've been asked before about Stanford and like what I saw, and I'm like, I haven't seen them, so I assume they're good because they've been ranked, but you know what I mean. So it's good to have to be able to at least see them, if not in person. But as we move along, is there anything in particular that you're looking to improve during fall camp yourself? I mean, you've been pretty well rounded as a hitter.
Yeah, I mean, there's always room to improve. There's you'd be delusional to think there's not something that you can do better. But I'd say as a whole, just continuing to grow my game in any aspect, whether that's slugging, whether that's playing better defense, whether it's just bringing a leader into this team to help my guys win, you know what I mean? So truthfully, I think that there's some stuff that I will work on as the fall goes on. It's a great time to lift weights, great time to try to gain a little bit of weight. You know what I mean? It's a great time to work through some kinks and stuff like that. But anyone's answer could say I'd love to hit 30 homers, you know what I mean? But I think it's a little bit unrealistic in a league just like this, and how talented everyone is. But the sky's the limit, man. I truly think that if I show up every day with the right mindset, show up with a smile on my face, work hard, the future's going to tell itself. So I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. So we'll move to some more like fun stuff here. Talking a little bit about some superlatives, maybe about some of the players on your team. Who I'm and you can answer yourself as one of these as well, because after watching you on that mic'd up video, I'm curious, are you the class clown, or is somebody else taking that mantle?
I would say that everyone's got personality, and I think that a lot of people aren't. I'd say a lot of people from Pittsburgh aren't really used to how a Philadelphian is kind of carries himself and how we play the game. But I think truly every single kid on this team is a great person, great personality. And I think that where that kind of comes about and the whole class clown thing, I truly think it's no one trying to be someone they're not. Everyone's loving each other, loving spending time with each other, love working hard. And I think that when you get the opportunity to play in a high leverage situation, high leverage games, whether it's 25 degrees or 75 and sunny in Vegas, it's an awesome opportunity to just showcase how you are as a person. How do you go about your business every day? How do you show up every day and just try to try to be the best version of you, but if someone has to take that role, I think that if I got to lead this team, I'll take the class clown role. Sure.
There you go. There you go. It sounds like you've got a lot of guys that could fit it depending on it. It's just a loose atmosphere, which is great.
It's awesome. Yeah, it truly is. So
you've kind of mentioned this a little bit. I had it on here, but like the leaders of the team, it sounds like you and Jaden Melendez are probably the two main guys, at least on the hitting side. Would that probably be accurate, that you guys are probably the two main leaders with the experience you guys have?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say Jaden and I are fortunate to be kind of the only true seniors that have had experience at this ACC level. He had it for a year more than I did, but I think Ethan Firevid, one of our left-handed pitchers, has had a bunch of innings in the ACC. He's going to be huge for us as well. But from top to bottom, truthfully, we have a bunch of dudes that want to just showcase why they're here, why they got recruited here, why they think that they belong in the ACC. But I think with the leadership with Jaden and I and how we work so well with our coaching staff, I think it's going to be an atmosphere that no matter where you've came from, what backgrounds you've came from, we welcome whatever, and we welcome anyone into the Grittsburgh mentality, and hope that they just kind of show up every day with the same mindset we do and lead by example. And I'm excited to see how everyone's going to fit out. So.
Oh yeah. And moving along, continue with some of the fun questions. So what's your dream job outside of baseball?
I guess I'll have to throw in that you gotta want to be an MLB player. That's pretty cool as well. But I think that outside of being in that realm, I would say that I would love to be part of a sports agency, work with kids, men like myself at this age, and use the tools, use the knowledge that I've gotten throughout my college experience, and shed it on others, and having the opportunity to be a sports agent, being someone that people can look up to, ask questions to, and just kind of shed light where it needs to be shown, and I think that that'd be a great opportunity to showcase how I know baseball and showcase how I know how to speak to professionals, and hopefully that route will not come anytime soon.
Yeah.
But no, I think that staying in sports is crucial. It's essential for me. I just love being a part of sports, whether it's baseball, football, hoops. It's just it's a field and industry where you can't not be happy every day, So that's kind of my best answer for you.
That's not a bad answer at all. I completely understand it, being in the media a little bit. What's your favorite ACC ballpark to play in besides your own?
I really enjoyed Clemson. I thought that was an awesome atmosphere. They packed the house 3 straight games in a row. I'd say Clemson and Miami. I'd say other than Miami being 180 degrees, that truly was a great experience. But I'd say it's very hard to pick a select few because, being from that Northeastern Conference with FDU, you never saw something like it. You know what I mean? And every stadium you went to, it felt like it was nicer than the next. You know what I mean? And there was opportunity to showcase, and there was finally a chance where there was more than just your parents and a few others to watch you play ball. So. But the Charles L. Calls Field in Pittsburgh is probably it's second to none. It gets gritty up here, no doubt. But no, I love it. I love that. I love the Chuck. I love Clemson was definitely the one that stuck out, and then Miami. It was awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, that Miami series where you guys kind of defied the Mark Light magic to make sure you guys got into the ACC tournament was a pretty special series to end the year. I was a little worried with you guys being on the road, but you proved me wrong. So that's what you guys do. So
right.
The next ACC related question, the toughest pitcher you had to face in the ACC last year, and I imagine there was a ton of them, but who was the toughest one you had to face?
I say definitely being a left-handed hitter. I thought that the toughest ones, I would say, I thought that Rafe Schlesinger from Miami was a tough at bat. He was a lefty, a little funky arm slot, threw it well, threw it hard. Kind of had a good demeanor up there. And then realistically, I would say that I should probably be saying one of those Florida State arms because I mean they're pretty legit up there. Jamie Arnold, but I thought that Jamie's stuff was some of the best out there. You know, I had a great day at the plate when we played him, and he was probably the best arm I'd saw in my life. You know, he was dominant. He carried himself incredibly. You know, I think he punched out maybe 17 of us. You know, and that's very impressive, you know, and you can't make those stats up. He had a phenomenal year, pitched well on Team USA. You know, he was an incredible arm. But top to bottom, there's no free at-bats up in the ACC. You know that. So, but nah, those two definitely had made me think a little bit in those at-bats. I'll tell you what, you know.
And for those listening that don't know, Pitt did win that game against Jamie Arnold, 1-0. So, you know, Jamie Arnold may have been the toughest, but Pitt did get the win in that game. So, pretty crazy outcome there. But lastly, if I'm coming up there, which I am, and this is purely selfish because I'm making a list of what I need to do, the local go-to food staple for you guys, what's the local joint I need to hit?
I would say that my answer would have to be a Permane Bros sandwich. Permane Brothers they're phenomenal. It's about anything you can imagine on a sandwich, whether it's fries, onion rings, veggies. It's incredible, truthfully incredible. But I would say, yeah, I was gonna say it's vintage, no doubt. But I haven't found a bad spot around here, man. It's truly everybody's blue collar. Everyone is doing well for their business, so they work hard to make sure that their product's incredible, you know. But I'd say if you were coming to Pittsburgh, I would say go get yourself a Permane sandwich.
There we go. Yep, that's on my list. Thank you.
Right. That's right.
That's going to wrap us up. Luke, do you have any final thoughts you want to share? Or
no, this was awesome, Monty. I appreciate your time. It was great to finally touch base with you, and I'm excited to roll out the spring season and give someone to look forward to seeing out there. You know, so I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We love Grittsburgh at College Baseball Central. So until next time, this has been Monty Taylor with Luke Cantwell of Pittsburgh.